So for the next part, once we know this common ratio, we can do some things with it. So we can actually generate more terms. And we can always write this formula as a sub n equals a to the 1, which is the first term, times r, which is our ratio, times quantity n minus 1. I will talk more about this formula before we get to example 3. For now, just know that if you find that common ratio, if you take any term, so for example, my second term, and then you multiply it by your common ratio, you will get your third term. So in order to get to a next term, you just multiply by your common ratio. So if I want to find the next three terms in each geometric sequence, the first thing I need to do is find that common ratio. They are telling me each sequence is geometric, so I know there will be a common ratio. So to find my common ratio, I just do my second term divided by my first term. Negative 4 divided by 1 gives me negative 4. And then it's probably a good idea to just check it, so try it with two other terms. So let's use our fourth and our third term, negative 64 divided by 16, and I would still get negative 4 there. So now I know that r equals negative 4. Now I know that, I just have to take negative 64, multiply by negative 4, and that'll give me my third term. Negative 64 times negative 4, negative times a negative should be a positive, so I get positive 256. There's my next term. Then I'm going to multiply by negative 4. So you can kind of think I multiply by negative 4, I get that number, multiply by negative 4 to get my next number, and I'm going to get 256 times negative 4, positive times a negative is a negative, negative 1024. Then I've got to multiply by negative 4 again. So I go to my next term by multiplying by negative 4, and I get negative times negative, positive 4096. Once you find the common ratio, it's pretty easy. Just keep multiplying that by your terms to get your next terms. Now if we look at part B, to find my common ratio, I got to do 3 divided by 9. That will give me 1/3. And here's where it's important that you're able to use fractions and not decimals, because that'll make it harder. Let's try another two terms, 1/3. Right here, well, obviously that's 1/3. So 1/3 is my common ratio. So what I need to do every time, I just need to multiply by 1/3 to get my next term. 1/3 times 1/3 is 1/9. So there's my next term. Multiply by 1/3 again to get my next term, which would be 1/27. Multiply by 1/3 one more time to get my third term, 1/81. Once you find that common ratio, just multiply it by the term in your sequence to get the next term. That's all you have to do.